ahead and take care of roll call.
District 1 Alderwoman Ana Carrillo. Here. District 2 Alderman Richard Hughes.
Here.
District 3 Alderman David Emery.
Here.
District 4 Alderman Michael Rodriguez.
Here.
And District 5 Alderman Matthew Martinez.
Here.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Great. Thank you so much. All right, let's go ahead and move on, and let's take care of area number or section number 4, citizens to be heard. This is the opportunity for citizens, visitors, and guests to address the city council on any issue or any item on the agenda in compliance with LGC section 551.007. City council may not discuss any presented issue nor any action be taken on any issue at this time. Citizens to be heard are limited to 3 minutes each. Attorney General Opinion JC-0169. Anybody signed up? Don't have anybody signed up. I will still ask. Going once. Anybody would like to speak? Going twice. And 3 times. Paula, if you can please annotate no comments for item number 4. Okay, council, let's go ahead and move on to item number 5, open session. Take action on item and discuss. And it's going to be A, consideration and possible action concerning approval of the minutes from regular city council meeting held on May the 11th, 2026.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion approving the meeting minutes for May 11th, 2026 as presented.
Okay, got a motion on the floor? Okay, Richard, thank you. Got a second? All right, any discussion on the minutes? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes, all yeas. Thank you so much, council. Let's go ahead and move on to B, consideration and possible action concerning approval of the payment of the bills.
Mayor, I'd like to start out by making a motion to approve the payment of the bills as presented.
Okay, got a motion on the floor. Got a second? David, thank you. Okay, any discussion on the payment of the bills?
I have a question about page 2. Bunch of voided checks.
Unfortunately, when Yvonne, there it's twice it shows up actually on page 2, and then later
How is that?
Yvonne was trying to run checks after Ronnie left, and we ran them wrong and backwards, so we had to void checks.
Yeah.
So
that's what the paper's for.
no, yes, that's what papers do. Yeah.
No?
So, yeah.
I figured something like that.
Yeah, so it just shows up in the system that way. So because
No,
they are check numbers
glad
that
you
had to be
listed.
run. So yeah.
And those are well documented for audit purposes.
Yes.
Actually, this is good for audit purposes.
Yeah.
The way It's
Yes.
listed right there. So this is good that it's actually captured.
Yeah.
So that's
and
good.
and the way that we do the check register, it now shows y'all anytime that happens. It's more detailed.
That's good.
So I have a general question. Sure. I understand, I realize that this is a payment of bills. The Phoenix Fabricated Elevated Water Tank,
Yes.
that would be page 2.
Yes.
Now, this is money that we're paying out. In general terms, would that include any discounts, penalties, or fees the city may be entitled to, or is this kind of separately?
Yeah. So that's going to come off of the end,
Okay.
basically. Yeah.
That was the answer to
Yeah.
the question. The other item, for the same billing, I have 00055 on the same page for the Vital Fire Department.
Yes.
One is for billing and the other one is for donations.
Yes.
Isn't it recommended to have those as 2 different accounts?
Yes. And I think there was an actual issue, if I'm not mistaken. You want to put that on? Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you have it under control.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. The other one was the looked like building inspections. Now, that money we pay out front and then, of course, we get it on the back end as well.
Yes, sometimes we do receive some of it before we bill out. It just kind of depends. Paul, I don't know if you want to speak to some of that because normally she's the one that's reviewing those bills with the inspector. So,
Yeah, I just see that it's a high number
yeah,
on this month's billing.
yeah.
It basically was because that was waiting on for correction.
Okay.
So once we do the correction, usually every month we have a month of things. But at the end of the month, my room, this correction is made by their side. Have to wait until it's doing it. Since it's already past we will do the billing. and it was doing it.
Sounds good. The last item I have is the documentation. We're not archiving anything anymore, are we? Or is this
No,
something that,
So
it's
that's
a one-time thing?
No, so documentation, we switched out our printers at City Hall and library and everything, and so it's on a lease, which came
Oh,
out
is
to
that
be
what we're
cheaper.
using it through?
It's a contract
okay.
that we have with them, yeah, so that's what that cost is.
Yeah, because I see services. and-
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. That's it, Mayor.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else discussion wise?
But just a real quick question there on the bottom of page 2, move that country near house. Which house?
That was the Gidley house. That was the tree in the front on 132.
Okay.
Anything else? All right, and mine, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All yeas. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Okay, council, let's go ahead and move on to C, discussion and possible action concerning status of new elevated storage tank project. Scott, come on, give us an update, see what's going on.
Mayor and council, talk to the contractor. Their update basically says that they are going to finish erecting the tank by July 8th. The painting will begin immediately afterwards, and that'll take about 30 days. And following the painting inspection, the remaining activities to achieve substantial completion will take another 30 to 35 days, which will put that about first or second week in September. And that's about a week or two later than last month's update. And the contractor explained that it's due partly to the inclement weather we've had the past 30 days or so, coupled with the challenges on erecting the tank due to the limited workspace that they have now. To erect the section you currently see out there right now could take an order of 3 to 5 days, about a week or so. But it's taken them about 2, almost 3 weeks to get those sections completed because of how little space that they have. So they're doing their best with what they have to do. But they're trying to get everything done as quickly as possible.
Okay, so somewhere in September for them to be completed.
Correct.
Does that include the testing, everything with
My
TCQ?
understanding is fully operational, available for the city use operationally.
Okay. As
February 6th.
so, the thing is just as we go, please make sure that we're getting our meetings lined up and we have a sequence of how we're going to be able. And I know they've done it plenty of times, but we just need to make sure that we look at the system and we do it appropriately. Because on this side of town, which is the first one that's going to feel, this is where you have all your commercial. So we need to make sure that it's balanced out appropriately as we bring it online and stuff.
I want to have an outline for it.
That'd be good. Council, anything?
For Scott?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right. Writing some notes there. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to D, consideration and possible action concerning the resolution number 2621. The resolution of City Council, City of Lytle, Texas, approving the terms and conditions of engagement letter for audit services by and between the City of Lytle, Texas and Brooks Watts Watson and Company PLLC for fiscal year ending September 30th, 2026, providing for incorporation of preamble, authorizing the mayor to execute any and all documents necessary to effectuate such an agreement and providing an effective date.
All right, so Mayor and Council, I know we've had this on a couple times. We tabled it at our last meeting, I believe, that we had. But we had asked Brooks Watson to kind of look at it and see where we can build in accountability for each other, really in the audit process as we go into this next cycle with them. And really all things remain the same as far as what they're presenting, except for really two main areas of focus. So we looked at adding where they pushed up where they would be issuing the audit report earlier before it indicated in March originally. So they moved that up to now issuing that in February. So trying to get it out a little bit quicker. And then providing a council update on the status of the update of the status of the audit in January if the staff does not produce documents that they're requesting, all the documents by December 31st. So if they do not get all the documents that they are requesting of us, finance team, by that December deadline, then they would come before y'all as a body and say, hey, we're not getting what we need, so that you guys can appropriately take the action that you need to staff to make sure that the audit process is moving properly. So that's a situation. Yeah. And then additionally, if we get past February, then there was language added as well that Brooks Watson would make monthly, just as we're doing with TRC with this process with the storage tank taking a much longer process, that they would be giving monthly updates to council if it does proceed past the February deadline. So I think this kind of satisfies an appropriate way to kind of get what we're looking for on both ends. I know Mayor and myself had a conversation with the partner that y'all spoke with about the audit. We feel pretty comfortable. Mayor interject if we feel otherwise, but feel pretty comfortable with the terms as outlined and feel like this is a good path forward for the city.
Council?
So this is year 2.
This would be the second year, yes.
Okay, and so I'm not mistaken. I saw nowhere in there where there's any provisions or liquidation of damages with them not fulfilling their part of the contract.
That's correct. We did speak to them. I know that was when we tabled it the first time, that was a part of the conversation with council about potentially adding something like that. When we did go back to them, they were kind of unwilling to look at kind of a monetary aspect. And when Mayor and I spoke with Mike about that, ultimately this is where we landed, just because of their unwillingness to look at from the monetary
So it
standpoint.
was-
So
It was one of these where, well, they need to do this, this needs to be done. You know, it was kind of like a finger pointing. Let me just put it that way, based on the experiences that happened. So the first thing that you want to do is let's go ahead and hold the feet to the fire, right? So if they're going to say that our staff is not doing something, then it needs to be done by a certain date. And that's the reason why it was written on there that by the 31st, we turn everything. They should have everything that they need to have. If they do not have it, then in the first meeting of January, they're going to be in front of us and they're going to be saying, hey, we didn't get what we need. Okay, so that would be the first gate for us to be able to measure and see if we're on a timely basis.
But unfortunately, the contract doesn't have any language in it that says we can get compensated. for that.
I'd like to see some kind of language before we go.
Are we at the point now where there's no returns? We have to agree on this?
I don't I
No,
don't
not
think we
necessarily,
have
but
a,
we're gonna have to go find another auditor. And that might-
Yeah, I mean, that's basically the way it seems like we sit in.
Yeah.
And it was written out exactly what council wanted, which was the liquidation or damages clauses in there. And I saw everywhere in the document how we were supposed to pay for everything, but
There's gotta be
I
some
didn't
kind of
think
clause
the
on their end that shows something. Or if it's back on us to say, oh, well, we did put it in there, and then now we're back on the same place it came from. I kind of agree with that.
if the city administrator believes that we're basically at a standstill and we need to move forward, I can make a motion to do so. I just want to make sure
I'm not
that,
saying that we're at a point of no return. As far as there's not another option, as far as other firms. What I'm saying is, as far as with Brooks Watson, I don't think we're gonna get a monetary add. So I.
in other words,
let
we
me put it
continue
that.
as is.
I think with Brooks Watson, this is the best we're gonna get. If you're saying the monetary is something that we want in there, one, I don't know if we get that with anybody. Obviously, I've never had that conversation with another firm. Two, we would have to have this conversation very quickly.
I guess I'm asking legal, is there accountability there?
What can we do with that? Like, for example, there's nothing in contract or what we're looking at that states anything on their end, but monetary value or whatever, if they don't fulfill their part, we feel ours, they don't fulfill theirs. Or what holds them to anything, then if nothing. Might be wrong, but should they do something in there, they don't fulfill their needs, what it's gonna be. Now, is there something in there that we can fall back on for us versus certain beneficial? Correct.
Bottom line.
I would highly suggest, given where we're at in the timeline of the year, I would highly suggest not going through a procurement because of professional services. I just don't think timing wise, we're gonna go through the RFQ process, get enough time to be able to go that route. I would just start calling up auditing firms and see what we can get.
And that's what I mean. At this point, they're holding us to the fire, right?
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, well, either you do this and keep us, or good luck.
Yeah.
At this point, I think good luck.
Yes.
so that was the first part. The second part was just them having to come to, and I thought we said every meeting.
It was.
Yes,
every
so it's
day.
not monthly.
Yeah.
No,
I
but we
might have
said
said
every
monthly, I
meeting,
apologize.
it
It
would
was
be
every
every meeting they would actually be showing up and briefing the council of where they're at and what's going on. So they're still required to have face to face if they don't get it done by that period time frame. But let me just, I don't want to miss out just because of the expertise. So Vaughn, just for background, and you dealt with other firms, have you seen something like this or anything? I know we talked about something that we could hold their feet to or something to be able to do that. I think the challenge is going to be being able to find somebody that is going to agree to it. So when we had the discussions with them, we were trying to just figure out how could we at least have them. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it didn't even have to really be like a firm agreement, something that shows they're gonna be responsible.
Some accountability.
At this point, we can't even go back and say, oh, well, in this contract, it states this, because it's nothing in there. You know, but
Mayor?
You're not holding them to nothing.
Mayor, considering the discussion we had and the position we're in right now, I'd like to go ahead and make a motion to move forward and approve resolution number 25-21, the resolution of the City Council of the City of Lidle, Texas, approving the terms and conditions of the agreement that are for audit services by and between the City of Lidle, Texas, Brooks Watson and Company, ELLC, for fiscal year ending September the 30th, 2026, providing for incorporation of preamble, authorizing the mayor to execute any and all documents necessary to officiate such agreement, and provide effective date of today of June the 8th, 2026.
Okay, got a motion on the floor. Do I have a second? Okay, got a second. Okay, I'm gonna open it up for discussion. Any further discussion on this?
I'd just like to say that, coming the next review period, I think, we have a lot to think about.
Sure.
We have a lot of, conversation coming in on how we're. So,
Zach,
Yes.
we get the agreement and we take care of it. I would recommend to sit down and have a meeting and make sure very black and white with what the expectation is.
Yep.
And what they're saying is it'll be done by the end of February, right?
Yep.
So if they're saying the end of February, we need to make sure they understand that presentation needs to come in front of the council. Okay. And don't forget about the department heads get a first view too.
Yep.
Goes along with that. Any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
I,
Nay.
1, 2, 3. Thank you, council. Appreciate the feedback on that. All right, let's go ahead and move on to E. Consideration and possible action concerning resolution number 2627, resolution City Council, City of Lidle, Texas, approving the proposed operating budget for the Bear Central Appraisal District for 2027, approving the incorporation of preamble and providing an effective date.
All right, so Mayor and Council, I know it's not something that we have typically done in the past, but it is something that we really should be doing for all of our appraisal districts that we are part of. And of course, we are in 3 appraisal districts. Lucky us. So I did receive 2 prior to the agenda being posted, and then I received 1 after. So we will stick the other one on the next agenda. But really, it's just a pass through. Of course, if they do receive enough entities denying or recommending denial, then of course the Central Appraisal District does obviously have things to consider when that happens. But most of the times this does come through as a pass through. But because a portion of their budget is made up of the cities that contribute, we do have a portion we pay into their budget. And so that's why it really should be something that we look at and each year. And so this is Bexar County's portion. And so the budget was, or the proposed budget was provided for you. And obviously we are recommending approval of it. Pretty small change overall that they're recommending, obviously as a body from one year to the next. So that's what this resolution does.
Yeah, I see that the number is pretty.
Yeah. And you're going to see that most of the time on these appraisal districts. There's not a lot of much change. So, maybe.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number 26-27, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Lidle, Texas, approving the proposed operating budget for Bexar County Appraisal District for 2027, providing for the incorporation of preamble and providing for effective date today of June the 8th, 2026.
Okay, got a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Have a second? Okay, thanks, ma'am. Appreciate it, Anna. Okay, discussion. I do have something. I just want to make sure, and I know Zach already mentioned it, but just to highlight on the letter that they provided to us on, it's on their letter. It's bolded on the second big paragraph. It says, please note that a resolution is necessary only if the governing body disputes a budget we're gonna do a resolution whether we approve or disapprove. Correct. So even though they're giving us a guidance, that's an internal way to make sure that it's annotated and tracked correctly. Okay. So just for clarification.
I
Any-
thought that was interesting.
Any question, anything? No? All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Yes, okay. Thank you, council. Let's go ahead and move on to F, consideration and possible action concerning resolution number 2628. Resolution of City Council, City of Lidle, Texas, approving the proposed operating budget for the Medina Central Appraisal District for 2027, providing for incorporation of preamble and providing an effective date. Zach?
All right, really, again, same thing. This one is just for the Central Appraisal District. So obviously a much smaller budget, but let's see.
Council?
Make that motion to approve resolution 2628.
Got a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Anna, thank you. Appreciate that. Discussion. Discussion? All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Yes, thank you. Appreciate that. Let's go ahead and move on to G, consideration and possible action concerning ordinance 26-11. An ordinance of the City Council, City of Lidle, Texas, amending chapter 8, building and building regulations by repealing Article 8, rapid energy identification systems, and adopting a new Article 8, energy identification system, providing a penalty for any violations of the ordinance, and providing a repealer clause, a severity clause, and an effective date.
All right, so mayor and council, if y'all recall back in April, at the end of April, during that council meeting, council adopted a resolution regarding a new program, this rapid energy identification systems. During that conversation and that ordinance adoption, it was this idea of adopting a program for new reflective stickers to be added on all secondary access or secondary energy systems. And part of that conversation was centered around, I think even the mayor mentioned during that conversation was, having multiple sources, for being able to have a sticker being provided and being able to be offered to stick on these systems. And ultimately, in review with our city attorney over the language of the ordinance, it was never intended to be so tailored to one particular company. Some of the language used that night, it was clear that was not the intention. But in review of what the language was, it did seem that maybe it was a little too tailored. So we wanted to make sure that it was broadened and offered that. So we produced some changes to the ordinance, and that's really all this is just a general cleanup of the language of it, and just to make sure that it's clear that it's really a very broad identification system, not tailored towards one particular business. That as long as it's meeting, the stickers are meeting a certain standard, look and feel, that's all we're after, and that it meets the basics that we're after. So.
But the only change is just the language, basically. I mean, in the way it reads and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. And the reason why like it's removed from like rapid energy identification system and it's just energy identification system is the company that was identified was trademarked as rapid energy identification system. And since we're talking energy identification systems, we just figured keep it broad. So that's all we're doing is just get more broad focus. So.
Or the contractors, right, that are installing it, they can get it. Same thing too, right? And that's what we wanted to make sure the contractors can get it from any source.
So we have specifications for you to move out to a homeowner to put in, so. It's something that. More than one.
For the contractors that are coming in
Yeah.
and installing.
They have to be, I mean, it does call out that it has to be reflective material and color coded. So it does have that, but it just keeps it broad like that. So I mean,
Some profession made. out of
correct.
it.
Correct.
That's some contract.
That's correct.
And just, I mean, I backed out of the last one. Just for our purposes, we're taking somebody's idea and turning it into the other. Correct. We're taking this idea and turning it into a city idea and then contractor or us put sticker on somebody else. Idea or already doing something on their end, and we're okay with that. I hate for them to come back and say, it was patent or this is what's going on, or we've got this going, and now we're taking it and turning it into our stuff. And we're allowing people to print out, and put their own stickers on there, and it's gonna come back on us in the wrong way. Because of it. Like that. Brought to our attention, and I would turn it over.
I mean, so
I think what we can do, and I see your point, Matt, but I think what we can do is we can point and say these are the available source or sources. It's up to them to make a decision. Is that correct? I mean,
yeah, and during that meeting, I made it a point to be very generic about it. And I said the city was in no way obligated to do this. It was all on a voluntary basis. And that's the idea. There was no obligation to do
Correct.
that. It's just other than the, what we put in the clause about being certain size. That was basically it. Yeah, that was all our requirement. Not even a requirement. Like I said, it's a voluntary basis, what we said from the very beginning.
Question also. Do you have any other city has a requirement for sticker changes?
So let me ask this, if they want to brought it to us as a. an ordinance in the city, practice, like, not, right?
Probably not.
So I'd make a motion that we find ordinance 460 and vice versa.
Okay. I got a note, I got a motion on the floor.
Changes.
Because I think where you're probably headed is just repeal the whole thing altogether.
Yeah, I was just thinking, let us do away with it altogether.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I see where your head
Something
is.
better Or something
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
more, and more of a resolution of it's our idea, or we come up with it, you gotta get this from us, not anything else. That's part of our work. Do it as far as like, when we come for permits and say, hey, it's approved on this permit or some electrical or this permit, and it's a part of the permit, here's your super now. At that point. Like included in our whole process of this is what you do when somebody wants to come to us.
You could do that.
You know,
Could do that.
the city has their own vendor and hey, I want to put solar in my house. Cool, well, this is coming for solar, you're gonna buy a permit, they come some of this stuff, Viola here, here's this permit, here's your stuff, here's your packet, and the stickers in there already, and it's part of that, and it's. Well, I get it, but it would come through from. Here's your folder, you can approve, here's your stuff, yeah. Here's from there, we the city program person. Oh, well, I have this. but that's not what the city-
Now, Matthew, I don't think that was the original intent of the ordinance. It was to be generic as possible. And I know when we talked about it, it was just the idea of having the sticker and then providing the size that it needed to be. And this change is just simply taking out the brand name. So instead of putting Pepsi in there, it's just cola.
Still, there's still something with program, we gotta go. to the Proper channel.
Right, but like he was mentioning about the side, the address number that you put on, your front of your house. You can get the numbers from anywhere, but the size, we're mandating what the size needs to be in order for the postman or whoever fire department to be able to see the number. Why don't we approve with the generic name and then resubmit it and fine tune it? Because this one here is only gonna take out the brand name. Nothing else has changed on it. Like,
So right
Well, I made
now,
my motion, so.
yes, so you have a motion right now for denial. So there's a motion on the floor right now for us to go ahead and denial as written, the ordinance of 26-11. So I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second? Back in the denial.
I'll second.
Okay, got a second? Okay, I'll go ahead and open it up for discussion. Any further discussion? Okay, with that in mind, let's go ahead and put it out for a vote. All those in favor of denying ordinance 26-11? Three. And those four.
oh, no, wait,
The
should you do
nays,
the
the
opposite?
nays, the nays, yeah. In other words, you're
Oh,
not,
I'm sorry,
You're going
Yeah.
against the denial.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
all right, motion doesn't carry forward. Looks like we gotta do a little bit more work, and then we'll go ahead and come back. Okay, be able to do that.
So a
Okay.
reminder, the original ordinance.
The original
stands.
ordinance still stands. Yes.
The next. Yes. Well, if we're gonna do this, I'd rather just do all of them. Vote on what we sit back
Okay.
of the original ordinance to do away with it all and to come back with something in the future. This is how we're gonna do it. How we're
So-
gonna operate.
So do I have a chance to go ahead and, I can go ahead and call for an executive session right now, right? On any item that's on here?
We can, or we could just click through and then.
I needed.
Okay, we can go ahead and discuss this.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to H, discussion and possible action concerning update on repairs at the community center. Zach?
All right, I will be quick. We got, I asked a company to come by following our conversations last time to look at one of the concerns with the roof. After we kind of handled some of the drainage things, I have the stuff working on that end. But looking at the roof, I've only had one company respond to me and come out, but and their information was provided in the packet for y'all, so they kind of looked at it. Interestingly, there was a lot of stuff that they found on the roof that said they all their career they've never seen on the roof before. So I give it to Lytle for that to happen. But they got up there. There's a couple things. Two different options that they are suggesting could happen, or they would suggest at looking at either a full replacement, which obviously is the more costly of the two, which came back at 90,000 to replace the roof, or do a coating, which is similar to what we did obviously at VPB this last year over on their roof, and that would be 45,000. So I just kind of wanted to talk through that, get some direction on what council. Obviously, there's cons and pros to going with either or. We have money set aside to do improvements. We have money to cover either option over there. It really just depends on really kind of the direction that we want to go.
So This
I-
was an ugly one.
It's a hard one. Yeah.
Yeah, I know we have funds, we take care of this. And the thing is, if you go there and do the coding, it's not gonna take care of any of the structural issues.
That's the problem, that when I saw the coating, it's like, everything underneath, we know there's probably damage
Yes.
underneath. So it's like, just, yeah.
So why, the biggest problem I have with all this is the fact of what they say they found that was structurally incorrect.
Yeah.
Yet we still pay for this roof, and the roof, is it the angle of the panels or was it the pitch of the panels that was incorrect?
Yeah, I believe it was mostly the angles, if I'm not mistaken.
So they
And just
weren't allowed
how
to drain
how
properly.
ultimately they were fastened. A lot of this stuff was missing, and yeah, just
So the
and that could
pitch
have been over
wouldn't
time,
change, right?
too.
The pitch shouldn't change.
Pitch would not change, no.
Yeah.
But obviously under the replacement, the gutters are real shot too, so all that would be replaced. So
Yes.
that is included in that cost.
We have to put something out for next week. First, get an estimate to repair the whole thing.
Well, that was the.
Well,
nice-
the 90 is the whole replacement. So that would be the replacement. Now, obviously under that scenario, I was hoping to get, normally you would get 3 quotes, right? And I mean, typical procurement. This is only one quote, but I've contacted other companies. I just haven't been able to get anybody to return calls or go out there. So this is the only company that I have. And PD ran into that too. They ran into that too. This was the only company they really had anybody get response when they did their work too. So, yeah. So I can continue obviously to get some additional quotes or see what's out there, but I obviously just wanted to present this because we had them. and just kind of see what council, how, what.
Yeah.
It's a big number. Either way, it's a big number. We do have the money. And I know you're looking at her too, the finance side.
Yeah.
But
We have bonds.
we do have some money
Set
that
up.
was set aside, that was CD money that we did move over to text pool, so we know specifically for it.
You get it.
I will say one of the things that we've had a lot of complaints of when, especially recently with the rains, some people are seeing some water come through some of the light fixtures and stuff and things like that. So we're getting damage to it, which concerns me. Like what you're saying, Councilman, is clearly there's damage probably underneath the roof, so the coating's probably not that good. Ultimately, there's probably damage that we're not going to see. It could. Yeah, it could.
Another thing, Matthew, a lot of the monies that we do have, they're earmarked for the community center. Yeah, no, my recommendation would be to go for the full replacement. And that's just because of the condition I see in the photos and the facts that they were presented. The other thing that's rubbing wrong is how they complain, or how they documented that it was poorly maintained. How are we gonna address that? I mean, we don't have crews that can go up on the roof and clean.
Yeah.
Do we need to get some kind of a maintenance?
And that's something I think we probably need to have a conversation, or I need to have a conversation with them to figure out what that means going forward, right?
Right.
Especially if we are going to look at the replacement.
I mean, Austin's young enough, we could get Austin to go up on the roof.
I guess it's done.
Hey, that's where it must come, man.
Is there any insurance that we have that would be able to compensate anything?
So I can definitely reach out to TML. I had not, but normally I would say normally on stuff like this, it's not normally something that they're going to look at,
When was
because it
that put
wasn't
up?
like damage.
I mean,
You know the
never
date
know,
of
man. I would
the
think that would be the first
sorry.
place we're going to.
Considering all the rain.
Get some kind of.
We can definitely ask. We can definitely ask. I mean, you're probably right. It's worth an ask. But
Haven't just replaced our roof.
We get hit by lightning, it would
They
be a
they
different
said
story.
that there's no wind damage, no hail damage.
Yeah.
No, foreign object damage.
Yeah.
Insurance.
it's probably not.
That's worth
It's worth a call. It's worth a call.
Okay, so with this one, the possible action, just so we can make sure that we take care of it.
Yeah.
We
My
wanna go ahead and
recommendation is
follow?
replace.
I'm really just looking for direction from council on
So go
this.
ahead.
It
We're still
sounds
gonna need
like
to go through the procurement, based on the amount and
Yeah.
everything that goes along with that, but he's just asking if we want to go ahead and pursue this, so.
Can we take like an informal vote?
But you can go ahead and,
I mean, you can direct me.
you don't
yeah,
need a-
direct him,
I make a motion that we direct the city administrator to move forward with replacement or upgrades to community center.
roof. This is strictly on the roof, so.
I'll second that, man.
Okay, a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All yeas. All right, perfect. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Let's go ahead and take care of I, and this is discussion and update on tech stop projects and Lytle. And this is for us just to go ahead and give you a perspective of where we're at and what's going on. Because we got a few projects that have been coming down the road. I already said that they're going to be getting started. So the FM 2790 going to Lacoste and Lytle. They're supposed to be having a meeting next week sometime, the prelim. So they should be pretty close here within the next month of actually starting some sort of construction along that way. They had mentioned that they wanted to start an RN first and try to avoid the effects of the school because of them actually going to tear down the road and everything. They're literally going to rebuild the whole road. And then as you leave the city, they're going to start adding the 5-foot shoulders on the road too, along with that. So that one is going to get more interesting. It's going to be about 18 months that this is going to take for them to go ahead and do that. So be prepared, different detours, different routes, flagging, different things between. But it's something, it's 40 plus years. People have been asking, we've been talking about it, our community and trying to get that done. So this is going to be good. Along with that project, there's two things for your awareness. Along with that project, as you're coming from Lacoste, uh, and you get to Prairie, you know it's a V right there. So there's going to be a change in that where it's going to have to be a turn and then you turn to go down a Prairie. So there's going to be a change at that intersection that is going to be part of that renovation. And then the other portion is they're also going to work on the island that is on 3175 where the 18 wheelers get stuck. Another one that they put above. They're going to widen that so it has a better turn radius for the 18 wheelers. But that's going to be a change that is going to be included as part of that project. Okay. We don't know when, but it's going to be included in that. So in the next 18 months, that's what they're going to do. The one right in, yeah, the Taqueria, the orange one. Yes, right there, 3175 and the frontage road right there. Okay. Traffic light is still on target. That'll be towards the beginning of next year. This is a traffic light on 2790 and Main Street going over the railroad tracks. So they're still tracking on that. So as we get closer, we'll get more details. So we've been looking for that for a while too. Sidewalk projects, they're going to continue on. They already got started across the street. I think McDonald Street at a certain portion because they got to make it level. They're going to close down this and you have to do little detours right around this area. But they're going to start with the sidewalks and then go out to the church, come back this way, and then go all the way to the other side of the interstate. Is that right? Correct. Yes. So just so you know, so we got those sidewalk projects just as we're getting done with the Foliage Main. And then the other side ones, just so you know that Zach is working on them, is we've noticed that on 2790 we have a little bit of a drainage problem right there on Lytle State Bank. So TxDOT is looking into that, trying to figure out, see what can be done, working with the developers and a few things in that area. And then the other thing too that we've asked them is in the different intersections that we have, where we have the lights along in front of Patriot Gas, we've noticed there's dips, and then you have potholes and different things where they connect with Main Street. So we asked them to go ahead and So we mentioned that to them, and we're hoping that they actually include. But those are the projects that we currently have. Zach, is there anything else? No, those are the things. Yeah. So we just wanted to bring you up to speed. There's a lot of people that are asking and stuff like that. We do have the one from here to Lacoste is on, so that's going to happen here in the near future. So we can go ahead and take care of that. Okay. Any questions? All right. Just a quick update, so you can go ahead and tell your folks. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to department reports and animal care and control. Come on up.
Animal surrender 1, animal return to owner 1, animal intake 2, adoptions we had 3, animal count as of May 31st of 31 dogs and 15 cats. Currently we have 22 dogs, 5 cats, and 15 kittens. Dragonfly. In the event, we have segment, providing services for vaccines. June 11th, we were going to have 3 dogs transferred, we changed the date, so that's not going to happen. It's going to happen later. June 13th, we have Dragonfly. June 25th, we have 4 dogs that will be transferred to Frontier Animal Society, Canada. And those are pictures from the Mobile adoption event. And it turned out really nice. Transfers from the Pretty Penny went to Powell Rescue, New Jersey. 6 puppies went to San Antonio. And Duchess, the last puppy, went to Cafe House Animal Rescue in Vernon. And then I just wanted to give a shout out to Wedding Seniors in the vet medicine class. They donated a cat tree for the cat patio. And they all signed their names on it, so I thought that was really nice. And helping out feeding the little puppies.
Right, that's all. Thank you. All right. Thank you, thank you. Great job, appreciate it. Sandra. All right.
We had 141 computer users and we did adult computers, and then 119 for the kids. Checked out 1,331 books. This is the new format of cloud library. We had actually 19 checkouts, so it's growing slowly. And we had 5 new library card accounts, 25 renewals, and 8 library cards. April's already for this month. We already have 7, and we're only on the 8, so it's pretty good. Story time and the craft with us. We actually moved it. I need to change that. It's going to be in the morning, and we do have a gentleman coming in the afternoon on the Thursdays, and he brings art supplies, and he's trying to create a program with kids. But I'll have it in. And I had Adequate County board meeting on the 5th. We're continuing it online, and then a library director meeting. Still working on this. Hopefully by the end of the summer, we'll have finished off the teen, and then we can finish off on the reference. And still offering the curbside calendar for May. And that left picture is Mystery Month, and then this one was Asian American and Pacific Islander Month, and then bottom one was hamburger and barbecue, and then the one on the other right side, it was salad and it looks like hot sauces or something like that. And the top we just did a deck for the graduates, and they were actually being checked out, and then I put a QR code in the background. It's hard to see it, and it's called Texas Reality Check for the kids to be able to go in there, and it tells them break down how much you're going to pay for a rent, how much you're going to, so yeah, realize, okay, have to find a job or go to school, something like that. Right. Yep. Right. Exactly. They don't know how to tell time. Yes. They don't know how to sign their name. Yeah. So it was really interesting. But that's it. Does anybody have any questions?
What's going on over the
So,
summer?
okay, we already have registration started already for summer reading program. This year's theme is about dinosaurs, so it's called Unearth a Dinosaur or something like that. I can't remember. But we already have the calendar out, and I'll go ahead and post that as well. I'm waiting for the guy from the bubble foam party. He told me the first was available, then he called me back. The second's available. I'm like, so I'm waiting for him to see which day it's available. So it's either going to be a Wednesday or Thursday, and it's usually for a couple of hours. And then we'll have the golf in August.
Good job. It seems like every month you have new
Yeah,
accounts, new
Yeah,
accounts, new
there's
accounts.
a lot of people coming in, and they're not minding paying that fee, the annual fee. They live outside the city limits or outside.
It's either that or go to San Antonio.
San Antonio is about $250 a year for.
That's
Yeah,
good.
bring that forward. Be good.
We might have to get some more library for
That'd be good. Thanks, Cassandra.
Thank you.
I'll help you push this stuff out. All right, Pete. Oh, please. Where's Public Works? You're good. Okay. Richie went to the back. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do our thing. Come on up.
Dropped off stuff today. Okay, on. Start off with the month pretty normal again. Your cost of service 246. Everything else about normal there. Let me go to another page. Our normal or average, whatever you want to call it. Citation 333. Breaks it down there a little bit. What was the big one? Motor vehicle registration. And then no insurance. you know, we're still getting so many people that drive without insurance. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, look how high it is. I mean, mine keeps going up. I mean, I can imagine somebody having to decide whether I can pay the rent or have insurance. So I get it. It's not right, but I get it. There's a breakdown chart you can look at. Well, a lot of speeding, green speeding, green motor vehicle registration speeding. Oh, a lot of arrests, shoplifting, manufacturing, everything from like, see the difference there. Class C misdemeanor, the lowest offense, the next one, manufacture, delivery of controlled substance, a first degree felony, you know, one of the highest offenses. Warrant services, drug paraphernalia, aggravated assault, deadly weapon. I was over in a trailer park guy, pulled a gun on a family member, assaults, criminal trespassing, more assaults, warrants, controlled substance, theft at Roadster. Starting to have a lot more stuff over at Roadster. As people are getting used to stopping their open container. Let's do it on the next page there. Put it more. As far as thefts, pretty minor still. You know, we had a couple beer thefts at HEB. Roadster theft, another theft at Roadster, another theft at Roadster. Some of that we've recovered. We've identified the people. We got some warrants on the people. And 3 bottles of alcohol from Twin Liquors. I don't know what $50. I guess that's cheap. I don't know. It's like 3. I thought liquor was kind of high, but anyway. Burger. We did have burger vehicle. First Street. Burger vehicle. Another one on First Street. Well, they're burglaries, but the people left the vehicles unlocked and somebody just tossed them for valuables. They didn't really get too much. As again, I said in my deal once, there was they took a broken cell phone and a garage door remote. People say, well, the garage door remote just in there. We ain't had a garage anywhere in years. They just put stuff up there. And then a burglary of an unsecured garage, various hand and power tools. That was on the very north end on Railroad Street up there, right at the last city limit. You know, really hugging the Bear County line, and got some tools out there in the open garage. Somebody, I guess, got wise up themselves. Old fashioned Facebook Cash App scam, $30. Criminal mischief. They tossed the equipment at Lytle Learning Center, the playground equipment. Nothing really damaged, just having to go in there and replant it. They had broken steering column, door and steering column at a vehicle over there. And that's at the automotive shop across from what was the Chevron right down there at Somerset Prairie. And then they tried to break in an F-350. I think, and I don't know why that's not on there. I think that happened over at either the hotel or HEB. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Talking about previously, we're saying it was probably just somebody getting their kick.
Well, we think
Other
we
than the 2 incidents settled down.
yes, I think we know who. I think it was somebody that we dealt with later. You know, Mary, I'm talking about. It's a guy with wasn't a kid, but somebody with too much time on their hands. They dumped over some carts down, and they turned over some carts at Dollar General too. And then once we had an interaction, stopped. So,
Thank you.
yes, sir. What we had siren tests back there. We had we had Almere Police Chief's meeting, school safety meeting, bus escort, department head meeting, a high school lockdown drill, Lila the parent school picnic, and Ferrer went to a yacht training. That's something required to access computers and stuff. That just fell in a window where he had to have it in person as opposed to online. Fire marshal activity, various plans, future St. Andrew and Line. We're doing a lot of those. Permit St. Andrews for the fire alarm. We're working on the sprinkler system. I know we had some issues with water. We're trying to figure out, so that's a lot, and then a lot going to school. Those are just kind of ongoing projects. We should have burn permit on Wisdom Road. Discovered an outdoor fire. Well, that's actually cooking. That wouldn't be, but I think that's probably not what happened there. Walk through potential business owner on Main Street and a flow test at St. Andrews. That also is involved in that project there. 7 cases filed with the Atascosa County, 7 people, 7 charges, judicial district, 1 person, 1 charge. And those numbers fluctuate greatly because depending on, they only accept cases on certain days. Well, sometimes, you know, if the holiday, they may not accept them but once a month, so then they back up. Next month, you send file a lot more, so kind of a lag time with the actual when they're completed. Background checks, open record, report request, and yeah, record request and open record request. 12 of those, I think about 4 open records. We've been getting a lot more open record requests. Probably, I mean, we've always got them since I've been chief. We've dealt with them, but I have to get with Austin now. You know, we've had an uptick. So most of them I can handle, but if there's any question, a lot of stuff we're getting, it's not necessarily geared at us. It's people data mining for these citizen journalists. You know, they're looking for footage, they're looking for things like that. And a couple of requests I had this. I had some requests on stuff that was like, well, I had one I just got, but it's like something from like 12 or 13 years ago. Okay, so it's kind of weird, but it's really frustrating because it takes a lot of time to process those and do the research, and that's what we're working on, possibly looking at some things, so I can have a better idea on how to do that. Mental health detentions, look like we had a couple of them. Only once to the DPS lab. I think Danny's got her up there tomorrow. We got about 8 items of evidence for drug to blood alcohol. So I think he'll go up tomorrow at the 3:30 appointment. So pray for him. He'll be coming back from Austin about 4 o'clock tomorrow. So it'll be he'll probably come around the toll road and come back up. That's why I have toll tags on all the vehicles, because that's a big problem up there. Excuse me. What do we have out there? Assistant agencies. We assisted out at 2790 and Old Rio City Road. That'd be Baird County with an assault victim. Assist fire department vehicle fire on 35. Another accident 3175 at Los Palomas. Escos County with a disturbance at Rooster's Ice House. Assist Escos County regarding a wood pile burning on Sarah Lane. I don't know what that was about. And then assist Escos County with 3 juveniles in the road. FM 3175. I love one. So again, majority of those are just very close. And when the call comes in, we may not even know if they're actually in the city or not. So somebody gets out there and determines, hey, this is the city or not. Again, we don't care. We're going to go to protect lots and property and that kind of stuff. But then later we can break it down to see what's really happening. It's something else to really put on the report. So it doesn't look like we're not doing anything. Human resource allocation for the thing that ended the pay period, 28 days into 5/13. We had 2 hours of overtime, 16 hours of vacation, 60 hours of sick leave, and 20 hours of personal leave. And I think that's it. What do we have going? I'm trying to bring a reserve officer that was in worked over the hour. He left the office full time and recently relocated to the area. And we were processing him in. I'm always looking for reserve officers that are the right fit for the department. I think it's going to be excellent. We still have an open position. We're going to try to advertise pretty soon. We're still, it's a very challenging job market right now. We just talked to a buddy ours in Baird County, and they have like 6 openings at a particular agency that, and I was like, wow. I mean, so anyway, a lot of that's going on. We're working on the speed trailers bill and the sound deal. But we got to get the speed trailers figured out. We did determine TxDOT getting the pole mounted sign we talked about. I hope we talked about here, the pole mounted sign. That's probably not going to work. We're going to keep a mobile wheel to avoid conflict with TxDOT. Kind of dumb, but that's what it is. And but we're working on that. I got some more quotes today, and I'll be getting with Zach and the mayor on that. To get some good news, we were looking at needing to spend about $6,000 or $8,000 to repair the radio and the water tower. Yes, do it out of emergency management. I think so. Well, come to find out, luckily, once we got looking closer, they had ordered parts. That antenna we decommissioned when we redid this 4 or 5 years ago, maybe when we had 3 years ago, and we moved the radio to Jordan. So the antenna was not affected. It was broken, it's been damaged, but we don't use it. So luckily, we're not going to have to come up with that money. So that was kind of nice. So that would give us a little more cushion if we end up with something, come up with on it. That's about it. Other than that, everything's going fine. School's out. That's good for us. It slows down, at least during the day. Night pretty much makes it a little more peaceful around town. It's peaceful in my neighborhood, and we just, we're just we're working on just a lot of projects and things like that. Well, yeah, we got some people on vacation, but it seems, it's come so quick. Somebody takes off a week, but just like they're gone, then all of a sudden they're back. Like, you really gone a week? Kind of one day roll. And yeah, we're doing, but no
Good.
big issue.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
If anybody has social media and they see everything out there, you see a lot of police departments have social medias now, along with other departments. Along with the city. Why don't we have a social media for our police department?
Well, I mean,
It's not just for bad, it's also for good. There's a lot of good activities that we can post
Yeah.
and let the city know what we're doing
Okay.
and the citizens know, what's going on with the police department and what we have and what we're doing and, stuff like that. So if I may ask, why don't we have?
well, we just never did dive into that. I mean, I think the main thing is, and we should probably, no doubt. I talked about it years ago. We just never did. And then the mayor got active, so we're able to kind of led that thing. But the issue is whenever you do this, you're going to have somebody. I mean, having the page, somebody's got to manage it. And the problem we have is, I'm not a. I mean, I work, and I'm not going to kill myself. I mean, I put in a lot of time, but I basically handle city business every day of the week and have for almost 27 years. I mean, I can't take on me personally. I mean, we have to get some other people that are willing to, on their time off, be able to help post and distribute stuff, because I already pretty much maxed out on what I can do. I mean, or my wife would probably tell me, "Oh, it's time to hit the road," So that maybe not me, maybe me hit the road from the job, not maybe divorce me. I don't want to say it's like that sound wrong, but well, it could. But anyway, so that's it. We're definitely open to looking at something, coming up with seeing how other things are managed. Definitely open to any of that, but at the same time, if we do something, we want to do it right. We don't. I don't want to just. What I hate is of going to a department. I search departments and stuff and places. I hate going to a department, their Facebook page, and the last thing they had was "Merry Christmas," or something, and and that to me is just it's like, if that's the case, delete the darn account and don't let me. I don't want. And they'll also have. I found one the other day, small county, Central Texas. We're hiring, $40,000 a year for officers. I'm thinking, man, and then I looked on there, it's from 2017. And I'm thinking, wow. But that's my issue.
Well, can we look at that? Can we look at it and see?
Sure. I know the library has a Facebook page, and I know the
No.
thing is.
Nobody does. I think Adam Control's the only one that does. I'd like to see Public Works with one.
You don't use Facebook? Oh, well then, right now y'all have a Facebook page, and they've had for many years. I mean, when I was in over Animal Control, they had a Facebook page, but we need to make sure we got a policy, because a lot of issues people want to. A lot of it is let people comment, and next thing you know, people are using that to report crime to us and not calling dispatch. So, I mean, whatever y'all direct me to do is what I got to do. Or
I think it's a great tool. I mean, I think there's some things
Well,
that were.
I mean,
that
I
happen
think
in the
social
city.
media will be a downfall of our population, but yes, you're right. It is a good tool for world credit. It does let
Good or
people know.
bad. I think it lets
Yeah.
citizens know what's going on. I think it should be the same way with Public Works, same way with the library. Hey, we're having this event, or hey, this is what's up and coming. Public Works, we had a water leak, and this is what the guys did, and show them working out there. Show the city what everybody's doing. I mean, I
So,
think we need to be across the board.
in
versus
that case,
having one.
I would be glad to operate inside some sort of, a concerted effort.
I imagine you have somebody in the department that is an expertise at social media, with all these.
Oh, yes, a
kids
lot
and
of
stuff that
people do, but you
that would
gotta,
be willing to
and the
do
deal
something.
is though, you gotta look at, and I've been to a lot of formal social media training, I mean, but the deal is, you gotta hit a lot of platforms. You can't just pick on
So-
one.
Yeah, that's a question, but yes, bring it up.
I don't know if
future
that was
agenda
an
of
answer, an appropriate answer, but that's all I can.
That'll be good.
Quick.
Anything else? All right.
Thank you.
Public Works, here we go.
Gonna run through this. Okay, so this for the month of May, total work orders, we had 61. Water was 56 that were related to. New meters 0, main break 0, replace meters 2,
Service line leaks 1, customer leaks 4. We're still a little bit up there in the rereads, especially if it's on the city side, with the city of Oklahoma. Final H2 0. So this is not correct. There we've had same problem in Trade Park again. We've had like 6. So it's getting consistent again. I did reach out to the new management of Trade Park, let her know if she could put out a flyer. Kind of, we're starting to see a little bit of negligence again on people flushing certain stuff down. So I've reached out. She's put some words out to her. Miscellaneous work orders 4. That's the chart again with the rereads showing how much. So the acre footage that we're pumping is still, we're still seeing a drastic change. So we're still going down. So we're proud of it for that. I think we're averaging, it says 41.7, but I'm averaging between 40 and 42. And I haven't really moved from there. I believe we dropped to stage 3.
Yeah, but this is for the last one.
Yes, for last month, we were still in stage 4 for a total of 151 days. But now we're stage 3 as of the current month, so looking forward to it.
June. Yeah. June.
That's a good thing. It's even better.
Yeah, that's good. You guys are knocking it out, so really appreciate that.
Hopefully Pete has some, oh, not those kind of pictures, but so that's one of the stoppages. Again, you can't really see too much from right there, but we're seeing a lot of grease. Grease has been our main stoppage.
That
Well, I have a solution that I invested into, poured in the manhole, and after flushed it up. So luckily I have that, but that was the manhole. Same one, yeah, right there by Matt Fowler. Our fabulous water leak. I don't know if you can see on the bottom, but the main issue we're seeing on these mainline leaks is the rocks penetrating. That one was taken care of. You know where that one was at?
the one on the driveway.
Pond. Buffalo Pond again. That is what we're looking at right now for the new water tower in Rose. It's a little bit higher than that now, but it's moving. Hopefully we can
It's
set
at
up.
the bottom funnel already.
Yes, sir. So a little bit in the beginning stages of it. That was the first phase of it. But like Scott said earlier, they're 3 tiers up already. So they're moving pretty quick on it. That is going to be the top. Obviously, it's at the bottom. That's the top of it. I think that's it. Y'all have any questions for Public Works?
Yes, that's what Scott said.
Communicated.
Like hire it or this one, of course, has the light. It's coming right off of 35.
Lights change colors like Christmas.
The only comment we have is just to make sure. The only comments, and since we need to make sure, so if we're getting closer, you guys are working very closely with the booster. Right? So we're gonna need to make sure we got a good plan and we lay it out. Because we're gonna have to go to the backup pump. Yes. While they're actually doing that, so we're gonna need to make sure that.
I don't know if you've informed council on the status of that backup. Or the,
We just have it down for comments.
gotcha.
Yeah. But, yeah, So make sure, as we're tracking, the different things, that one is right around the corner. So we'll probably need to go ahead and tell how we're going up by, or if there's gonna be anything.
I think me and Pete have been kind of talking about it.
It should be transparent for everybody, but it's good to go ahead and. Yes, sir. Good. Council, anything?
That, where that's at? Yeah, the new one, all that, how many acres are on that area, Saddle Ridge, right? Rosewood, and then the next one, how many acres? Altogether. 100? Anyway, okay, so on that side, on the other side, was there ever any well? They're gonna be utilized. I'm just saying. But one of our biggest concerns is there's wells on there, why can't we? Or them, or the subdivision.
Meadow Farm said. Bring that back online.
Richard, anybody who comes over and they have wells and they're gonna do construction, we advise them to use that, they don't use the treated water. So you can use the wells to go ahead and do construction.
Hey, utilize those wells for. Filter, filtration and all that. They're private. I'm just saying.
I guess like
Well, like any other well.
You see, that's what
No,
the city can
there
do.
is- There's,
Yeah.
There's no coordination. So.
those
our
are,
city wells have
those are
coordination.
agriculture, so you have to
Yeah.
convert them.
Yeah, yeah, but convert them.
You gotta convert them and put them, don't forget that we got well number $5 million. So, kind of think about it. I wish it could be a lot easier, but it's better to encourage folks to use the water that is there for construction and other purposes, just because of the investment that goes along with that. All right, anything else? All right.
Thank you, Austin.
Thank you, thank you. Let's go ahead and go around the room. The informational items, item number 7. Around this way. Anything? This way? Yeah. Okay, so it's off? Okay. Go ahead and email the council and find out who's going to be around. Yeah. Zach, why don't you do this? Get with Yvonne, come up with a timetable of the dates for the whole thing, and then put it out for everybody so we can all agree on the dates, and that way it's laid out. Okay? We good? All right. Anything Public Works? Anything else? Okay. Anything in the back? Not around? Anything we need to talk about? Austin? Anything, Anna?
Yes, sir.
Anything, Richard? Nothing. I'll tell you. All right. Things to pass on. First of all, just want to say thanks to Public Works and PD for taking care of us during recent train situations where we're getting stopped. Blocking coal mine. One was a disconnect. The other one was an engine problem, but it's still happening. Got a meeting with them about what's the latest. I know they're working on the way they arrange them, but it's still happening. So that's where we are at with that. So just to let you know on that. But special thanks to them. Special thanks to Parks. If we can go ahead and pass that on to them too. Taking care of a lot of miscellaneous items, flags, trash, different things around the city. They helped us out during the time that Public Works was handling the telemetry issue that we were having over there. He stepped up and he helped out with a few things that were outside the parks. So you see him, please thank him for helping us out with that. I want to say thanks to Public Works for a few of the leaks, and once again the telemetry and babysitting the system during that time until we got it back online. So it's good. Thanks to PD for testing our sirens and getting our base station online for us to be able to use it with a GMRS. That's worked out good, Richie. So appreciate all the work with that as having a backup for that. Thanks to Paola and Yvonne for coverage while Zach was out. And David, thank you for covering while I was out too. Appreciate that coverage and just making sure that we took care of business because there's always something that is going on. Do want to pass on that Divine has invited us to their Flag Day celebration this Saturday, the 13th of June. They reached out and said, hey, if you guys want to come join us, they're having a Flag Day presentation on Saturday at 9 a.m. Did want to pass on, I know it's in the news and everything, the screwworm situation, with the cattle and everything else. Please stay on top of that. Please talk to some of the folks in here. We do have folks that are ranchers, different folks that affects the common animals, but also pets too. So please make sure people are informed of what's going on. I haven't gotten anything from the health side in the sense of human health side, but it would be good just to stay on top. And the state is actually getting a lot more actively involved with that. Did want to mention that our school got recognized. I got a certificate in here. They already did a little thing, but they sent it to the city. But Lido Independent School District was named as a 2025-2026 Capturing Kids' Hearts National Showcase School District, and they received an award on there. And it comes to them because of their commitment to creating good outcomes and implementing, ways of being able to reach all their students. And this is based on collecting and analyzing millions of surveys from schools across the country. So that's pretty cool stuff. So they got recognized for higher connection than average with the students, teacher retention, increased enrollment, growth in students' pro skills, improving classroom management, and reductions in discipline referrals. So that's pretty cool for our school. So I just wanted to do that. They send it to us. So I wanted to pass that on. Reminder, 4th of July celebration right around the park. So stay tuned with that. We got stuff that is going on. We got the back to school outreach. Paula, we're still waiting to get some more details, right? But we're still hoping to be able to have that. That's where the kids get the free haircuts. And Gracie was mentioning about trying to get the truck that actually gives it free shots to kids. So hopefully we can get that lined up. So it'll be an event in August. Actually, August starts on the 11th of August. So hopefully before that. And then just a reminder that we have the 19th September, we got the parade and the block party. So more stuff that is happening around here. Birthdays. I think Richie got one of our officers, Theo, on the 13th. Yeah, we have, right? I know. And we got the young pup over here. No, Richard.
Chris?
On the 19th. It's his birthday coming up. So, okay, hold on. Before we sing, what's his break? There you go.
Come on.
See? Everybody had it. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Richard. Happy birthday to you. Make a wish. Your last one came true.
That's it.
The last one did come true.
That's it.
Thank you. And got the extra. All right. Get double. Double. That goes good. All right.
Don't tell Richie I got any.
Let's go ahead and move on now into our executive session. This is item number 8, executive session. The City Council of City Lido may convene an executive session in accordance with Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code Section 551.071, consultation with attorney, and 551.074. Personnel matters, discuss and consider the following items. A, discussion concerning ongoing state and federal litigation. B, discussion and update on Project Art. C, discussion concerning open records requests. And D, employment evaluation and reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee, city administrator. So okay. And we will discuss. You want me to go ahead and read the whole item? And we're going to go ahead and have a discussion concerning item G. And this is with City of Ordinance 26-11. 5510, yes, consultation with attorney, the 071. Yep. Okay. Five oh one. Okay. We're good with all that? We're good, Austin? All right. Okay. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and show it is 8:01 right now. And let's go ahead and meet in the back for executive session. Let's go ahead and show. It is 8:48 and we are returning from executive session. No action taken in the back. Let's go ahead and move on to item number 9, discussion and possible action regarding matters discussed in executive session.
Now I'd like to make a motion. I move that we authorize the city administrator to proceed with negotiations concerning Project Art as were agreed upon in the executive session tonight.
Okay, got a motion on the floor. Do I have a second? Okay, got a second? Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All yeas, thank you so much. And let's go ahead and show it's 8:49 right now. Do I have a motion for us to go ahead and adjourn?
Yeah, I move that we adjourn.
Second. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, 9:49. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
Bad idea.